Hello everybody, my name is Clive Taylor from the Hollywood Historical Society, and I want to invite you on a little journey of a very interesting home that was built in the 20s, probably by Rubish and Hunter, and we're celebrating this home because it's Historic Preservation Month in May, and behind me is an incredible house that didn't start out its life here. This home was actually moved from 1153 Van Buren Street to this location in the 30s by none other than C.B. Smith. Everybody knows C.B. Smith Park. Nobody knows that this guy moved more houses than anybody, I think, in the world. In the 30s, houses were getting moved all over Hollywood because there wasn't any building. And if you were lucky enough to own a house outright, you just picked it up and moved it. And if you look at the size of this house, so it's just remarkable. And the other remarkable thing about this house is it almost fell down and was completely erased from the landscape. And it wasn't. And it was because of an individual that bought this house and saw the value of the historic nature of this home and decided to jump all in and practically rebuild this thing exactly the way it was originally. And I would like to introduce you to this gentleman whose name is Nicholas Camino. And we are celebrating him today for May as Historic Preservation Month. And this is the gentleman that made this house.
Thank you very much.
Stay with us now forever, because he's redone it to a point that it's stronger than the day that it was built. And one of the remarkable things that he did was had this frieze that's on the side of the house removed and completely rebuilt. And who was the artist that painted this?
I actually commissioned the repainting of that and the coloring to Pablo Costriciani, who's a contemporary artist, and he ended up signing it. So
it's a well-known, famous artist that hand-painted this thing.
Yes.
This is the details that get saved when you do this kind of thing to a home. And some of the features you can see, there's an outline along that small window. There's rough stucco that's been completely redone. That's not the original stucco, but Nicholas made sure that it looked like the original stucco. The scrolls on the corner are original. They were removed from the building and put back up. The twisted columns are original to the house. And it is just a masterpiece to be able to recreate this. And as you can see on the front of the house, there is a historic marker from the Hollywood Historical Society. And this gentleman not only has a historical marker, he was also honored at Historic Preservation Month. What was it, 2 years ago?
Correct. As you can tell, the house looks exactly the same as over 100 years ago. But some of the challenges were like what he was saying, Clive was explaining to us. We had to take down pieces of it and put them back exactly in the place where they were. And there is a combination on the outside in between the landscaping and keeping the historic value of the house so that it will maintain the flavor and the look that it was meant to have.
Sometimes it's easier for people to tear them down. He took the other road, and in the future, people are going to look at this house in 50 years, and nobody's going to be sorry that he did what he did, because we're not sorry now. So what we're going to do is do a quick walk around the outside of the house and show you some other things, and then we're going inside. So now we're on the side of the house, and you can see one of the interesting details that I always remember when I drove by this house most of my adult life is this side piece with the copper dome, and Nicholas has a wonderful narration of how he was able to save that dome.
We weren't completely sure we were going to be able to save the copper dome because it was covered by many coats of paint and other materials that were placed on it. And when we started working on it, we took the time and effort to go in and peel it all off and cure it again, and then reinforce the surrounding area, which is the original staircase inside, which we also kept exactly as it was since the beginning of the house. So this was really an artistic type of endeavor. The recreation of the roof and the side of the house, as well as the chimney, is being done as close to the original property as we could possibly get.
So we're going to walk in the house, and I just want to point out something that National Register listings and national standards for historic preservation, they mainly care about the outside of the house. You can do whatever you want on the inside of the house, and we kind of are on board with that because a lot of people can't live in houses the way they were built that many years ago, and the fixtures and the way the kitchen was laid out. So when you take a house like this and you save the outside, you're really saving it for the public, not for the person. And then you're free to do what you want inside. So what you've got outside is a vintage 20s, probably Rubish and Hunter designed house, and inside, ultra modern, ultra smart home. You wouldn't expect it, but here it is.
The biggest challenge on this house was to make the house continue with its value historically outside, but turn it into the inside like the most modern house you can find. So we'll cover all the needs of anybody on today's day. from the kitchen to the flooring to the lighting, sound system, and smart system that controls everything, security system, everything is being thought out on this house. But the beauty of the house is merging these elements, which are very modern, with the historic part of it, which is this beautiful fireplace, which is original and is being kept and refinished so that we have the beauty of the bricks exposed.
And didn't you say there was tons of paint on this brick?
Exactly.
And this mantle.
Yes. It had to be refinished and restored so it will be as original as possible. And then we added this for beauty, these mosaics underneath, Spanish style.
So what this does is brings the outside of the house inside because you've got the twisted columns and the medallion. So you're reminded of where you are in this room.
This is why we made a combination with the flooring too. Hardwood floors with beautiful ceramic flooring. And this is what is just one of the things that I'm proud of. We built this beautiful bathroom underneath the staircase that looks modern, cozy.
You know who else has a bathroom under the staircase? The Joe Young mansion. Same thing. Very interesting.
Now, the staircase, which wasn't built for a fancy house in 1930s, of course, it's made out of wood. The handle was of very high quality wood. The steps were not as good, so it was squeaky and was crooked. Once we were finished with the house, we had to reset it and make sure that it was well built so it would withstand the demands of today's day. It makes absolutely no noise. I have my guys take it down and refinish it several times.
All this is original to the home.
So that it will be beautifully preserved.
Look at this. All this scroll work is original too?
Yes.
On the side? Interesting. Yes. Look at how the wood curves.
And then you get into the second floor. And here's that brick
from the fireplace that he scraped. Most people would have just painted this or put something else on top of it, but you exposed it. So
we wanted to preserve it because this is historic. And it continues. There is a secondary attached fireplace into the master bedroom, which has slightly different design, but it's just as historic.
Love it.
And this being the master bedroom is the only bedroom that has a beautiful balcony overlooking Hollywood Boulevard.
Back when it used to get cold in Florida.
This is a very large house.
Well, how many square feet is the house now?
4,000 square feet.
So it's big enough for today's needs. People that don't want to move into a historic house because they're small, there's no issue now because you have everything you want.
Let me show you some of the merging of modern with old. This is the master bathroom, which I think
beautiful.
It is as fancy as anybody will want it to be today.
See, this is not a 1924 bathroom. This is the bathroom of today that people want, and you get to keep the outside.
Spaces on the house were reconfigured.
Finishes are incredible.
The spaces in the house were reconfigured to actually have the demands of today's standards with walk-in bathrooms and walk-in closets and beautiful bedrooms, high ceilings, keeping the outside exactly the way it was meant.
It's an example of how to do it right, basically. A very good example.
Here's the family room with a separate study with these glass doors, which were custom made and designed for the house.
Very nice.
So you can separate these areas.
Wow.
A lot of attention to detail is being paid to lighting and ventilation. Beautiful skylighting here, so that this area will be very pleasant.
Now, is this part the addition that was done years after the home was built? So this
area was built in the 70s, but it was reconfigured in a way that makes absolutely better sense for the use of a modern family now. This is a family house. That's what it's meant to be for. Bedrooms are very comfortable. Every bedroom has a private bathroom and walk-in closets.
So let's go out back and see what the pool area looks like with the auxiliary building. That's also original and was rebuilt by Nicholas.
Watch your step. This was about the most challenging wall in the entire house. When we started the remodeling, this entire wall actually collapsed. So this is when we started building the house piece by piece, remeasuring every aspect of it and every one of the details that you see on the walls to make it look exactly the way it was meant to be before.
So the construction of this house, although it looks like it's concrete, in the 20s, many houses were wood stucco. So it was a wood vernacular with stucco on the outside, and that's what this house is.
The pool was completely rebuilt now with these jets and the bubblers you see in there and lighting. Everything is controlled by a smart system that goes through the entire house. We're not playing music right now, but there is music that you can play differently throughout the entire house, inside and outside differently. Here to my left, we install an outside shower because the house has to have some entertainment on it, as well as a cold plunge sauna, cold plunge, jacuzzi, and sauna for 2 people. We also have a beautiful sitting area with a fire pit, which is natural gas operated, where you can come over and have a cup of coffee here. There is a back entrance where you can park a few cars in the back, and you can walk through the back of the house through here when you come home. But right here is one of the beautiful parts of the house. This right here is a cabana. It's a pool house. Complete with a full kitchen, sound system, smart control of the house, a full bathroom. This is state-of-the-art kitchen that has refrigerator, freezer, wine cooler, microwave oven, dishwasher, so you can actually throw a party.
And this was a guest cottage in the
From the
originally.
beginning, yes. This beautiful door opens up completely, so you can integrate the pool area to this beautiful cabana.
So you see these little
so you can have
scrolls, they
family
were
events.
actually, he removed these from the house and then placed them back on. And you do see a lot of that in the 20s on Rubish and Hunter designs with these scrolls and twisted columns. So he, was able to save those as well as the vents, which give ventilation to the attic. It's kind of a decorative feature too. You can see them on the rest of the house. Kind of gives you that little mission style influence too, as well as Mediterranean. A lot of Hollywood architecture is a mix, an eclectic mix of mission, Mediterranean. We've got Adobe, we've got Craftsman Bungalow, we've got it all.
Although the house is completely new, every one of those details was taken down and measured by me and placed back into its place, so it will look exactly the same as when I took the house. You got the entrance directly to one of the bedrooms downstairs, which has been designed so that if you got your parents who don't want to go upstairs, they can actually comfortably be in this part of the house. You walk through here. You have one beautiful master bedroom here with a walk-in closet and a joint bathroom. And you got a secondary bedroom here, just as comfortable with a joint bathroom and a full closet too. And here you have a little foyer area with a mat room where you can sit, take your shoes off, and walk through the house without any shoes comfortably.
Well, Nick, I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. I want to thank you for the tour, and I want to thank you for what you did. I mean, I have no words, because what you did would seem like the impossible task, and you might be called crazy. But now that we're standing here right now and this thing is done, you are not crazy, and you are a historic hero, and we are very thankful in May for Historic Preservation Month that you were able to set an example and inspire other buyers that come into my city and see our historic inventory and respect it like Nicholas Camino did. So thank you for this lovely afternoon today.
Thank you.
Really
I appreciate it.
everything that you did.
Thank you for coming.